Hello there and welcome back. You probably clicked on this video wondering how can I possibly do more damage in Hypixel. I feel like I am just not doing any more damage no matter what I do. Well, today is obviously going to be a very, very easy guide for beginners on how to quadruple your damage. You could easily quadruple it. If you're not doing any damage, you could, I don't know, whatever times 10 is. So what you're going to want to do, or the first thing we're going to focus on, is enchants. Enchants are obviously a huge part of what gives you damage, you know, without a doubt. So if you're a beginner, you're going to want an enchantment table like this, just simple, 18 bookshelves around it. I have like, I don't know, like 22 or something, 32, but you only need 18 to get the max power. And the enchants you need on your sword, sharpness 5, critical. Critical is huge. You also need giant killer for damage. If you have little health, giant killer. For sure, go for giant killer. And you might be like, wait a second, I don't have any of these enchants, also first strike. And you might be wondering, well, how can I get those enchants then if I don't have them unlocked? Well, you get more enchants from leveling up your enchantment level, and you level up your enchantment level by enchanting stuff. So just enchant some random stuff you don't need. You know, buy some experience bottles, just kind of enchant random things you don't need. Or you could make an experimentation table, which is this thing right here, but you need enchanting 10 to make that, so once you have enchanting 10, you can unlock all those enchantments anyways. Critical, giant killer, and first strike, and sharpness, obviously, are very, very important. Very, very important. Alright, the next thing that you're going to need is going to be, actually, you might not know this, but if you're a new player, come on down to the village. I'll show you how to get here exactly, actually. So you'll come in, you'll see the map thing, then you'll go to the left of the map thing, past this cauldron, and to the blacksmith. Once you're at the blacksmith, you just put your sword in that slot right there, and you reforge it. Now yours probably won't be 1,000, unless, actually it might be 1,000 per. And the reforges that you want for damage are sharp and spicy. I would suggest sharp, because sharp gives you crit damage and crit chance, whereas sharp just gives you a ton of crit damage. But if you have no crit chance, crit damage does nothing. So I would go for the sharp reforge. It shouldn't be too hard to get, maybe 5,000 coins, and that would make you do so much more damage. I have my aspect of the end on sharp, and it gives it plus 14% crit chance and 40% crit damage. That's just an easy thing. There isn't too much more that you can do to get like more damage. That is about the easiest thing. Except for talismans. Now, talismans are the way that you get a ton of crit damage. Like, all these talismans in my bag probably double my strength and triple my crit damage. And what you want to do is have them all reforged to itchy. Itchy, itchy, itchy. The itchy just makes you so powerful, man. I don't know how to describe it, but it does. All of your make sure you reforge all the talismans. I showed you how to reforge earlier on itchy. And you might not be able to get a ton of talismans, but just go through your recipe book, see if there's anything that says, like, talisman, artifact, like, you know, anything. Let's just say on auction, you want a vaccine talisman. Well, that is not a problem, because you can get one for literally 20 coins, and then you reforge it to itchy, and that's an extra 2% crit damage, you know? It doesn't seem like much, but for me now, 5% of my 384 crit damage, it's not my full, not to flex on you, but 5% of my 517 crit damage is a lot. That is, like, that's a lot of crit damage. So they stack on each other, which is really, really nice. And now for you more intermediate players, or if you're just kind of a rich noob, you're going to want to invest in better sword. If you're, you know, I'm assuming no one would be able to, you know, afford anything ridiculous, but Silver Fang is really, really good for beginners. Like, that's like every beginner uses Silver Fang, just with, you know, those regular enchantments, sharpness 5. This one doesn't have critical on it, so you could do so much more damage. And another thing you should probably invest in is an aspect of the end. Not too expensive, but, you know, that's not really for damage. The thing that I'm really here for is the aspect of the dragons. And as you can see, you can get them right now on auction for about 2 million if they're fully enchanted, which sounds like a lot, but If you get one that's not enchanted, you can get them for 1.2 million, which isn't, like, I'm not saying that's nothing, but it's not too much. So that is definitely one you want. I actually just recently upgraded to Live a Dagger, but, you know, that obviously gives me a ton of damage, but that's just completely out of the equation. Anyways, yes, that is basically all that you need to do to get your damage up. You know, talismans, any talisman you have unlocked, and then also skills. Now, these skills are very, very important. For both foraging and combat, both give you a ton of damage. You might be like, what is foraging? Well, foraging gives you strength. So if you just get to foraging 15, that'll give you an extra 30 strength. And if you just get from combat 10 to 15, that'll give you an extra 30% damage. So that's a lot. I'm just like, that's very, very helpful upgrading skills. I don't want to talk to you, Lumberjack. Alright, anyways, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, just, you know, subscribe. Do it now. I'm just kidding, you don't have to. Anyways, 30 Virus's video will be linked in the description, where it shows you how to get all the talismans and stuff. And that will be very helpful for you guys. So yeah, that's about all you need to know. If you do all these things right, you'll up your damage by a lot.